Okay, what is the Wheel of Time? So, the Wheel of Time, at its core, is kind of not a fantasy story about heroes. Like, it looks like that, it's got all the trappings of it, but it's more a story about time itself. And they continually reference what's going on and the effects of the Wheel of Time, like people getting crushed and smashed beneath the Wheel of Time. And it's really a show about what happens when the universe is kind of stuck repeating like its most significant mistake. So to understand it, if you're getting into it new, this story takes place in a world that very much feels like it's medieval. You have swords, you got villages, kings, you got like bar wenches, but it's not a distant past. It's kind of a weird way that they kind of play with time that really sets it apart from like your normal world. So you feel right off the bat that you're not here, and you're absolutely right. This world exists after multiple advanced civilizations have already risen up and over time collapsed. So the history of the Wheel of Time is not linear. The whole thing is that it's secular. And they say it like the wheel, time turns like a wheel, ages rise, ages fall, and when the wheel completes turning, the pattern just starts all over again, right? So it's more about, struggles, same kind of struggles, same type of architecture, but different phases throughout history. So this current story itself is happening in what's called the Third Age. And this is a time of a lot of decay, civilization-wise, you see it, it's fear, and there's a sense of all this forgotten knowledge that they're trying to piece together. Now, the main continent that this takes place on is a place called the Westlands. And man, it's rough in the Westlands because this land is extremely fractured. You have multiple kingdoms. They don't trust each other. Borders are unstable or like actively being disputed all the time. You have some bad blood from old alliances that were broken, and the truth of history is still like bubbling on the surface under all this myth. Now, the key locations are Tal Valon, and this is the political and magical center of the world. And then throughout, you've got all these remote villages where something is always happening, that's important in kind of plain sight. And then you have all these ancient ruins from civilizations that were, way back and were even more advanced than what you're seeing right now. So you can kind of see this juxtaposition of this world. And if you look around the world, like you see scars of this, this catastrophe that was so significant that they call it the breaking of the world. And this is when reality itself got torn apart. Okay, so the central myth, the central everything to this story is the story of the dragon, right? And long ago, during a previous age, a specific champion rose up, and his name was Louis Theron Telamon, and he was known as the Dragon, and he led humanity against this cosmic force of chaos that's called the Dark One. Now, long story short, the war is won, but it's a devastating cost that is played out in the rest of the world. The dragon's victory itself corrupted magic, and this drove all the male magic users insane. And this caused the collapse of civilization. So there's, factions in this world that call him a flat-out destroyer. Like, he destroyed it through his mechanisms. But he has this prophecy that is also something else. He was a savior. So again, back in the cycle of the wheel turning, that means the dragon himself would be reborn. The dragon's soul is destined to return as the dragon reborn. He's not going to be a king. He's not a chosen savior. This is a necessary catastrophe for some who look at it. Someone who must, you have to save the world. This is the crux. And you break the world again in the process of saving it. And possibly doing so more than likely means that you go crazy. He's going to lose his mind. So the Dragonborn is both humanity's last hope and its greatest fear at the same time. There's a lot of factions that are in play that I'm putting my arms around now. We see a lot, and they're all racing to control or to be positioned to survive the dragon's return. So there's the Sedai, and this is an ancient order of women who will magic and influence, world politics, all from behind the scene. So they're very stealthy, and they believe the dragon must be controlled, even if it means that, they're going to end up destroying him. And then you have a whole crew of the false dragons, and these are men who wield magic and claim, or at times are believed to be the dragon, reborn. Of course, they're all wrong, but they are hunted because of this association. You have the shadow, and these are the agents of the Dark Ones working to break the will itself and end time forever. And then just throughout the rest of the world, you have just, kings and farmers, soldiers, villagers, a lot of people who don't know anything about the real prophecy, but they're just going to ride the consequences, man. That's where they live in it. So this isn't just about, the story isn't like just about who gets to rule. It's not that, like not a kingdom level. This is about whether time continues or whether free will is going to matter, whether humanity can survive its own savior, right? Essentially. And this reborn dragon is either going to seal away the Dark One and preserve existence, or he's going to shatter everything beyond repair. And the worst part is no one, not even the dragon himself, gets a hall pass out of this. Everybody's down and you're going to get caught up in it. So I'm going to get deeper into defining some of the characters. I just wanted to lay out like a brief intro video just to kind of get it going, dig into it. We got 3 good seasons. They just released a 3rd one. So this is a good series to jump in right now because you can spend some time going to season 1, season 2, and then knowing that you've got season 3 already in the bag. So this is a great one, man. Like they say in the story, the wheel turns, the pattern tightens, and the world waits, terrified for the destroyer to be reborn. That's the framing that we're in, and visually, it's very sharp. It's very good, and I've already seen like some creatures and stuff in there that I think are going to make it a great series.